800 years ago, someone, little more than a fable, a folk hero, a myth, foretold of his own return at the dawn of a new era. Few stories are known of this character's renown, but all who do know his name fervently await his return. The one known as the Warrior of Liberation. The one known as Joy Boy.
ジョイボーイが帰ってきた。
これが俺の最高地点だ。いや、フィフス楽しくなってきた。海賊王になる男だ。
Now, I'm not here to tell you everything that we know about Joy Boy, which isn't a lot. I couldn't stretch that into a full 8-minute video, nor am I just gonna break down this episode. It's silly, it's fun, there's not much more to do than just enjoy and bask in the moment that we're witnessing. And that is what I'm actually gonna talk about, this moment. Because the way that Year 5th has taken over the internet and the world in the past few weeks, past months, is honestly unheard of with an anime in a long time. Epic, dramatic transformations in anime are, for the most part, a thing of the past. Now, no, that doesn't mean they don't exist anymore, it's a forgotten trend, anything like that. Don't get me wrong. But the importance that shows put on these moments nowadays compared to how it used to be is drastically different. The current slate of anime mostly builds hype of, let's say, almost comparable heights to Year 5th, almost, by just progressing, getting to the end. Of course, that's huge. We've seen this with Attack on Titan crashing Crunchyroll frequently when new episodes dropped. Or the show will do an insane fight. Look at the end of Demon Slayer Season 2. Look at the epic return of Bleach after a decade of no talks of finishing the anime. There's a lot of reasons that shows build hype. But look at how anime used to be. Long-running shows where you could make a top 50 list of every transformation and why they're better than the last. When One Piece came out, this was the style of Shonen Jump. Naruto had a new jutsu, new Sharingan, new upgrade of the Nine-Tailed Fox coming out every 2 years. Ichigo got Bankai in a 3-day training arc, and then 300 episodes later was able to fight Aizen, one of anime's most overpowered characters by far, by training for a little less than 3 months in the Dangai. We love these moments. They're epic. They showcase that our characters have no limits. We're utterly and completely shocked by the epicness of a new transformation. The anime scene has gone through a huge shift away from that being the show's central moments, making it all the more impressive that there is no one who in the past year has come even remotely close to One Piece in terms of building and delivering on hype. And yes, as we know, it's for a power-up. And don't contest me on whether or not this is the most hype moment of the year, 2 years, whatever. Even as a non-One Piece fan, you cannot deny the waves that One Piece has sent through the world recently. And I can attribute this hype to a list that I call Year 5th's Recipe for Success. First, animation. If you don't know, or really just can't tell, One Piece has undergone a huge overhaul in its animation level over the past arc, in Wano. I've been watching One Piece and reading it ever since 2017. I've made multiple videos over my time as a YouTuber on it. I've been there through a lot of the worst and best of the show. And to witness the amount of effort that Toei is now putting into a weekly anime, a show that never stops, is absolutely incredible. Almost every show out there now is broken up into cores with long breaks between them. You spend a year waiting for Season 2 to come out, or in the case of Attack on Titan, you wait a year for a single episode. I'm joking, I like Attack on Titan too, guys. But One Piece comes out every week, and it has animation on this level. That alone is unheard of. Fight after fight, where different lead animators come together to make it better and better every week. And that has also culminated in this episode, where, not even joking, an Avengers-level team of animators have come together and worked for 8 months on this episode. while the show was airing the whole time. No, One Piece doesn't have the best animation. No, historically it hasn't had that. But right now, its consistency and emphasis on really good animation for the most important episodes in a series that constantly goes every single week is nothing short of impressive. After witnessing Sanji's fight and Zoro's fight, I don't think there's a single anime watcher who isn't insanely excited to see exactly what they do with Luffy's. That has built a huge amount of hype. But also so has number 2, the impact of Joy Boy. A lot of non-One Piece watchers will drag Gear 5th for being another lame power-up. It's funny how a decade or two earlier it would be indisputably epic for everyone to witness another power-up from the world's biggest anime, but now it gets dragged by non-fans for being random, cheesy, out of nowhere. But that's because they don't know just how important this power-up is to the show, to the story, and the foreshadowing that has been built up to this moment. Joy Boy is a mysterious figure from the Void Century who has had a number of parallels to Luffy now, whose return has been hinted at starting at Fishman Island hundreds and hundreds of episodes ago, years ago. The importance of Luffy's Devil Fruit, which was taken and held by Shanks, an Emperor of the Sea and former crewmate of the Pirate King himself. This isn't just some random fruit. This isn't some random power-up. Painting Luffy as the warrior of liberation, as a character who will free others and fight with a smile on his face, is exactly what we've always known him for. With the exception of Whole Cake Island, every single one of the post-time skip arcs, the Straw Hats have been liberators. Fishman Island, freeing them from Hody's oppression. Punk Hazard, freeing the countless kids from Caesar's experiments. Dressrosa, the people freed from Doflamingo. Zoe, the people freed from Jack's constant torture carried out in order to find Raizo. And Wano, of course, freeing the country from Kaido and Oroshi's reign. Not an arc goes by where Luffy doesn't win over the people, not by his strength only, but by his smile and infectious joy for the pursuit of One Piece, for his pure heart that they know would always save them if they needed it. Gear 5th is a moment that One Piece fans have, both knowingly and unknowingly, been waiting for. And for it to occur at the culmination of Luffy vs. Kaido, 450 plus episodes of build-up, Gear 4th, Bounce Man, Snake Man, Future Sight, Observational Hockey, these all now pale in comparison to what is happening at this moment, because it is the return of Joy Boy. This isn't just a power-up, it's an important story moment and something that will change One Piece forever. That is exactly why this isn't just a lame power-up. And you might be wondering just what is the last reason that I think this moment is so important to the world right now. And that, I think, is manga readers. How often is it that you see manga readers actually being praised for their help in the anime version? It's not often. But I must give credit where it's due, because everyone knows that Gear 5th is coming. Even Toei released a trailer weeks in advance. Anime Expo made a huge blow-up balloon in his new form a month before it happened. Statues are already being made. Anime onlys know that Gear 5th is here. But no one is mad. No one is pissed about spoilers or wanting to wait for the anime. Somehow everyone is coming together to celebrate this moment. Even if you've already read it, or if you have no idea what's to come, it doesn't matter. Manga readers have now had a good amount of time to sit on this transformation and let it marinate. And the beauty of it and our appreciation of it has only increased with time. The appreciation for Joy Boy's reveal, how the cartoonish nature and fun of the moment perfectly leans into Luffy's character growth and personality that we've witnessed over 1,000 plus episodes. Manga fans have slowly and safely been hyping up this moment to anime onlys, and I think that's really beautiful to see. I think it speaks to how amazing this moment in time is, not just as a One Piece moment, but a space in time that won't be forgotten across all of anime and manga. A moment when anime fans and manga fans come together and truly just appreciate a moment for what it is. And look, I know I didn't give a breakdown, an analysis, any of that, but that's because I think that this moment in the world is far more important to highlight than any specific aspect of the episode. One Piece episode 1071 won't be forgotten by any of us. The TikToks, the tweets, everything has been building up to this day. One Piece fans, the show's not even done, but I think we already won. As always, this has been the Anime Culture Corner. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe for future in-depth show, manga, and character analyses.